service.
Together, we can embark on this road.
Reagan, Portrait of a Presidency. June 8th, 9, 8 Central, only on News Nation.
Now at 4, another violent incident on the metro system. A passenger was stabbed today on a metro bus. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm Lauren Lister. This is just the latest in a wave of violent episodes occurring on the metro system.
KTLA's Jean Kang is live in Linwood with the latest developments. Jean.
Hi, Sam and Lauren, to both of you. Well, Metro riders say they are terrified this afternoon. That's after yet another violent attack. This one happened on the back of the bus here in Linwood. Take a look at this video. That bus was just moved by Metro supervisors and detectives who are now looking over possible surveillance video from inside that bus, which would tell exactly what happened. Deputies at the scene say around 11:30 this morning, a fight broke out in the back of the bus between two people. Chaos broke out, terrifying bus riders. Detectives say the person of interest stabbed the victim in the leg. That person was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive. The LA County Sheriff's Department hasn't released their genders or ages yet. It's still unclear if they were transients. Now, officials say this has become such a huge public health crisis. Metro riders say they're even more cautious and nervous after the stabbing and the recent spike in violent attacks on many buses and trains.
Oh, you always watch your six, but you know, if there is a problem, all you have to do is take the next bus. You lose 20 minutes, you don't lose your life.
Well, I mean, we just want people to be careful. Well, we want people to be vigilant. I don't have details as to what led up to that incident. I know that deputies who are on scene from the Transit Services Bureau, they were doing that investigation to find out exactly what led up to this incident.
Let's take a look at your screen. Los Angeles County Supervisor and Vice Chair of the Metro Board of Directors, Janice Hahn, says that a man was stabbed by another passenger on the Metro bus in Linwood today. We're still sorting out those details. In this statement, she says, in part, this attack today on a Metro bus in Linwood is horrific and yet another grim reason that we need a surge of law enforcement on our transit system. People who rely on Metro every day need to know they can take our buses and trains safely. And this statement from Metro, they say in part, Metro shares the concerns of our employees and customers about the increased severity of crime we are seeing in our cities and on the Metro system, like the one on board a Metro bus in the city of Linwood this afternoon. Metro hopes for a swift and full recovery to the victim and commends the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department for their prompt action in apprehending the suspect. Now back out here live, detectives once again just took that bus away moments ago. They once again could have surveillance video that could show much more information as to exactly how this fight started and who the suspect or person of interest is, as well as that victim. We'll have much more coming up in the next hour, including a possible interview with the Sheriff's Department. They've been looking over crime data and may have some information as to why this wave of crime is happening on all of these Metro buses and trains. Reporting live here in Linwood, Jean Kang, back to you in the studio.
All right, we look forward to hearing about that. Jean, thank you. It is a world-renowned travel destination suffering from a recent crime wave. Safety concerns in Santa Monica are spiking after 3 people were attacked just this weekend. 29-year-old Larry Sedeno, a transient on probation, has been arrested in connection with the attacks. Police say he stabbed 2 people and punched a third, all on Sunday night. 2 of the victims were tourists from Germany. The third was their American friend. The random attacks happened around 8 o'clock near parking structure 7 on 4th Street. The mayor of Santa Monica is calling the increase in homeless people an emergency situation.
There's no excuse for violence in Santa Monica. We're in an emergency in Santa Monica. I've got 900 to 1,100 homeless people on my streets every night.
Santa Monica used to be a safe place, but now it's not as safe as, I don't feel as safe anymore.
The 2 stabbing victims were taken to the hospital. One of them is listed in critical but stable condition.
In Pasadena, a man accused of setting off a series of mysterious explosions made his first court appearance today. 63-year-old Art Berrien is facing multiple charges connected to the blasts, which have terrified neighbors and business owners for 2 years, all around Allen and Washington Boulevard. Last Thursday, Berrien was arrested minutes after another explosion as he arrived to pick up an order at a restaurant where he was a regular. Turns out police were pulling in at the same time to look at surveillance video as part of the investigation.
It was shocking. I was shocked because I was waiting for him to pull in because I saw him pull up. I was like, okay, Art's here and, going to get his order ready. And then I turn and I see the cops and handcuffing him, putting him against the car. And I was like, what the heck?
Berrien owns a nearby business. He's being held without bail. Police say there could be additional arrests in this case, and neighbors say it's a miracle no one was hurt in those explosions.
A criminal investigation has now been launched into the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. Authorities want to know where he got the drug ketamine, which contributed to his death back in October. They're also focusing on the high amount of the drug that Perry had in his system when he died.
KTLA 5's Sandra Mitchell joins us now with more on this developing story. Hi, Sandra.
Yeah, the questions are, where did he get the drug? How did he get enough to kill him? Perry's death was ruled an accident, but it appears investigators suspect something even more sinister, maybe criminal. Almost 6 months after his death, local and federal investigators are trying to determine where actor Matthew Perry got the drug that killed him.
They are taking a serious look at why he died, how he died, and who supplied him with the drugs that resulted in his death.
Back in December, the LA County Medical Examiner ruled Perry's death accidental and determined the 54-year-old died from the acute effects of ketamine. Perry was reported to be receiving ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety. But the autopsy revealed the ketamine in his system at death could not be from that therapy. So now the DEA is leading the investigation, assisted by the LAPD and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. KTLA legal analyst Allison Treasel.
Appears to indicate that perhaps the theory here is that someone mailed these drugs to Matthew Perry using the Postal Service, and therefore the federal government would be involved.
Because I went to an all-boys high school and God is making up for it?
Perry, best known for playing Chandler Bing on the hit show Friends, was found dead in his hot tub in Pacific Palisades in late October.
Anybody know a good tailor?
Here in California, prosecutors have charged fentanyl dealers with murder, and Treasel says any new state laws could have an impact on this case.
The legislature has been working on laws to actually charge individuals that supply a lethal dose of drugs with murder, second-degree murder, but that's been cases related to fentanyl as opposed to ketamine.
And when I talked with Allison Treasel this afternoon, she also told me the charges at a federal level could be even more severe with longer prison time. Sam, Lauren, back to you.
All right, Sandra, thank you. A former LA police detective convicted of murdering her ex-boyfriend's wife will remain behind bars for now. In November, after a campaign by justice reform advocates, 63-year-old Stephanie Lazarus had been recommended for parole. However, after listening to emotional testimony from friends and family, the California Board of Parole Hearings has paused the plan and kicked things back to what's called a rescission hearing to see if the plan should be rescinded. Lazarus is currently serving a 27 years to life sentence for the brutal death of Sherry Rasmussen back in 1986. After the murder, the case went cold for 23 years until DNA evidence led to her arrest in 2009.
Now to the latest in the criminal hush money trial against former President Trump. Today, both sides rested their case and are now preparing for closing arguments. Despite saying multiple times over the past few weeks he would be happy to take the witness stand, the former president did not testify in the case. He's accused of falsifying business records as part of a scheme to bury stories that could hurt his 2016 campaign, specifically an alleged sexual encounter with adult film actress Stormy Daniels, which he denies. Closing arguments are expected to begin next Tuesday.
To frightening news overseas today. One passenger is dead, dozens others badly hurt after a Singapore Airlines flight hit severe turbulence over the Indian Ocean. The victim is a 73-year-old British man who suffered a suspected heart attack during the incident. The flight from London to Singapore made an emergency landing in Bangkok after